Had do. I forgot to do an intro, so we'll use this. Hey, looky there. It snowed. The farmer in.
Liddell.
The farmer in.
Liddell.
Hi-ho, da dirty do, the farmer in.
Liddell.
Thanks for stopping by. Let me show you what we got done in between the snow. And now it's a rain-snow mix, so things are kind of melting. But on the upside, it is about 34 degrees. So yeah, I gotta get hooked up to the little trash trailer. Gonna go to the dump. Yeehaw. That's just like a gift that keeps on giving. All right, so on today's episode of Redneckery, I used this strap to hold this into the extra 2x4 on there to help support this. And then I used a load lock on this end, and I'm putting a secondary like cleat underneath of it, because on the other side, we have it pocketed in to the post and on the side of these 45s. So I figured, what the heck. On this end, we'll give it just a little extra. And then in the center, I haven't got this one finished putting in, but we've got the structural screw here and here. I need to put them there and there. But I have thus a 2x4 that I'm probably gonna do the same thing as I did there, but in the centre. And that way it'll support just that much more. That leaves one on the edge, but I don't have a 2x6 for that right now. Maybe with the scrap of something else, I'll do it on a later date. But anyway, that's what we're doing right now. I didn't film it because, again, we're in close quarters here, and I guarantee I would have hit the camera. Guarantee. Anyway, we'll get this set up and I'll get it screwed in. Now we can bring the load lock down to that end and do that side. But it is starting to rain. So hopefully the camera doesn't get wet or too wet. It's gonna get some. I want to lift it and put pressure on it, but I also don't want it way higher than the other one. And it's levering off of this side, and it's probably 18 inches over, so the 2x6 is kind of doing that. So we'll put this screw in, then let the load lock down and see what it looks like, and put that side in, and probably then take you guys inside because it's starting to sprinkle. I need a wee step stool. Oh yeah, very nice, very nice. All right, now we'll let this down and see how much it drops. Oh, right on the money. Like I planned it. I didn't plan it. I hoped, but I didn't plan it. Yeah. All right. It's still raining. I better put you guys inside. You can't see as much from this side, but it's better than just no footage at all. Anyway, I'm going to hold that other one up there, give it a little marky-do, and then we'll get that put up with some structural screws as well, and then I'll come back with some 3-inch just regular screws, because I don't know why. They're not needed at that point, but All right then, we'll get out from underneath of that drip edge. Sheesh. Let me show you what it looks like. Okay, so we have structural screw there, and there. Yeah, that ought to hold it up, eh? Oh, yeah, let's take the strap down. That looks a little tacky. Okay, so I got this tarp put up on the end because we've got some wind blowing that away. And I had to work on Marissa's nitro. She had the temperature sensor went out in it. And it was giving it all kinds of problems because the computer reads off of that. And it does all kinds of stupid things to the rest of it. But anyway, we put a radiator cap, a temperature sensor, and what else? Oh, I bought the heater core for it. Whew, am I glad I didn't have to do that? Because let me tell you, everything from the doors forward to the firewall, all of it, I'm not kidding, all of it gets taken apart. The steering column goes off to the side. There's like a million wiring connections. Nah. I flushed it out and it works good. So, whew, we dodged a bullet on that one. Good grief. Anyway, so we got this tarp up, back on the bus. Sheesh. Now I'm probably going to put a tarp up there, but I want to measure it first because I know we're 24 feet to the outside, and I think the tarp that I got, if I can figure out which one it is only 20. But that'll keep the wind from blowing too terribly much. And I think instead of like really tying it together, I'm going to make it to where the sides just sort of overlap a little bit, and that way it can blow out at some point if we do get a big gust of wind. But I'm telling you what, the way we've got it all attached up there now is way better. There's a series of those structural screws in there, and then we've got the 2x6 hangers, and everything is screwed together with big old long jobbers. And then all of the OSB is also screwed down into that rim joist. So it's way more than it was before. Bulletproof or bomb-proof or, you know, like hurricane wind-proof? No. But it's a whole lot better than it was, and we're going to go with that. So we've got a bunch of other videos talking about this. If you go into the old YouTube thing there, gosh, I can never remember what they call them. And now I feel silly. But a playlist? I don't know if that's what it's called or not. But anyway, you can watch a bunch of videos in there. I'll make sure that the carport one has a like an album or a folder or whatever. Anyway, I'll try and get those in before I put this one out, if you're interested in how I built the carport. But anyhow, let's get back to this thing, huh? Okay, so now I got this other tarp up, but yeah, we're a little short on that end. I'm either going to have to get a bigger tarp or just, I'll figure something out. But anyway, so right now I've got a little bungee cord holding it there, and then another one down at the other end here. And then eventually what I will probably do is come back through and take like from here, go up and loop over with some bungee cords, because yeah, I know it's redneckery, but anyway, kind of hokey. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a chain that's inside this fold, and that way with the bungee cord holding it up, it'll keep the chain in the fold, and that way it can kind of hoot-de-doo with the terrain, because I did not bring a level, you know, stem wall, if you will. At some point, I may make this a permanent wall, but we couldn't really float that right now. This whole thing was not planned. So this is what we get with the tarp for now. And then in the summertime, I can take the tarp down and it'll be fine. It's just sometimes I do welding in here and I need the wind to not be around. But yeah. All right, so now let's get back at it inside, and we'll get some insulation put up and try and get this garage put back together. My goodness, what chaos. All right, I have more insulation that we will put up. Excuse me. Whew. Start over. Have some insulation that we'll put into these cells, and then we'll take the OSB that's outside, drag it in here, and screw it to the wall. But anyway, yeah, still tight quarters in here, so I'm not sure if I can get the tripod set up and not knock you all over. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. I will smack the camera. I guarantee it. I will. Anyway, yeah, I won't bore you with dragging plywood in and screwing it to a wall, but I'll show you what we got here in a little bit. I'll be right back. Also, I need to put a junction box up there for that wire. And then I'm going to run another one up and over the window and down. And probably right here, I'll put another one for outside with a weather cover on it and everything. And then another wire up and over. I'm probably put it up higher, maybe not right next to the window. I don't know. Maybe I will. But anyway, that'll be a junction box for another power strip. This guy right here. And also just a regular outlet maybe too. I gotta measure that. I think I have to cut it down to fit the wall anyway. But anyway, that'll be a power strip that will be at the back of a workbench that's going to be between the garage door, the edge of the garage door, and this window. And then I'm not sure from that point on, but I don't even know that I have all the materials for that anyway. So first, wire, insulation, panel, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I don't mean to be doing such a terrible job of keeping you up here, but we got a little more insulation and one more panel put up. Oh, and then I put a junction box up there for the outside power. And yeah, that's about it. I also need to put 2 more 2x4s in there. I don't know. I skipped that part. Anyway, yeah, that's a little bit of an update. All right. Well, I have a hole cut in here. Excuse me, in the wall. And we're going to put this guy in. But, you know, normally there's nails right here. Okay, so normally when you're putting a wall outlet in, you'd be going up against it like that. Bang, bang, bang. Nailing it in. Well, we're not putting it in right here. We're putting it in right there. Well, if I do it like that, the nails are right up against the siding and it's not flush on the outside here. So if I drill a couple holes, run the screws inside, I can put my hand on the outside here and say, oh yeah, that's nice and flush. That'll do just great. Eh? Then you come in here, oh, and you break it. Okay, you're not supposed to go quite that far, but good grief. It ain't going anywhere. Ugh. Yeah, just to barely tighten it. It'll work out much better. Anyway, I cracked it right there, but don't tell anybody, all right? It's just between you and me. I'm not really sure why I didn't have these in here already, but I don't. But now I do. Oh, no. Goodness gracious. All right, this one, I'm telling you, it's a little loose. I mean, like, it's not crazy loose, but it ain't tight. Having a hard time getting the right angle of the dangle. It's very nice. Okay, that's done. Now we can insulate it. And then we'll get the thing sheeted over, and before you know it, we're going to be building a workbench. Yeah, not today though.